What's up, everybody in YouTube land? I am super excited to be here. Let me do a sound check real quick. I know there is a delay from when I'm talking to you versus when you hear me. So let me be respectful of the delay, but I am excited for y'all to be here. It is a great day. All right, I can hear myself in the background, so that means sound is good. All right, y'all. Let's do this. First of all, let me get these comments up on the screen because we don't want to be missing nothing because we have a lot of information to give out to everybody. Y'all have been blowing up my inbox all day telling me that you couldn't wait for today's live. I'm honored. Like, for real, I am seriously honored. Because just like you, I heard some bogus information when it comes to trademarks. And it wasn't until I filed my very own trademark that I learned the truth. Okay? So, like I said, like I always say, here on the Educated Natural channel, I will never leave you uneducated. And today, of course, is no different. It's a big topic. It's a heavy topic. It's a very important topic, especially if you are a business owner. So I don't want to delay this. I know it's a lot of people going live. We have major celebrations today going on for a lot of different people, including myself. So I don't want to belabor the time. I don't want to hold you longer than I have to, but I want to make sure that I cover the important things. And once again, program is not letting me see my comments, but we're not going to let this stop us. We're going to take a breather. And we're going to figure out what in the world is going on with this program. Because I got to see what y'all was saying. Like, I feel left out. Like, I want to know. If you have questions, I want to make sure I see that. So we're going to keep messing with this until it gives in. Because this is ridiculous. And I may have to delete it and then re-upload it again, which is a pain, by the way. But I want to make sure I see your comments, even if I have to bring them up on my phone, which I may have to, because it's a lot of information you guys are about to get. All right. So bear with me while we try to get these comments up here. That's what that black box on the side is for. It's for the comments. So I want to make sure that you all are, I'm able to see what you're saying in case you have a question or I missed something or you know how that go when you're on live. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen on the live. Everything was working fine a few minutes ago. I hit the go live button and here we are. so we're going to keep pushing. And it's still just spinning. But no worries. Oh, thank you. Okay, let me just go on and get this out the way, guys. I literally am lost for words because I woke up this morning to inbox messages and congratulations. I'm like, what is she talking about? Matter of fact, it was late night crafting with Stacy. What's up, sis? Hey. The first message I saw, actually, Stacy started last night. She started congratulating me last night. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I was watching a movie because I couldn't sleep. And she was like, you're almost at your 1K. I'm like, what? So I go to YouTube and I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, God. Okay. So, I was like, all right. So closed YouTube, went on about my business, still watching what I was watching. And so fell asleep, woke up this morning, looked at my phone. I was like, Stacy? I'm like, wait, this is a message from last night? So I click on it and she's like, congratulations, you made it. I'm like, what? And I go to YouTube. I'm like, oh my good. Like I literally was like, what the guy in the movie, Macaulay Culkin. I was, oh my God. I was like, wait a minute, wait, whoa. Because sometimes you can prepare yourself for a milestone, but then when you hit that milestone, you kind of like, just all your emotions. I was like, I don't know whether to cry, yell, scream, shout, run around the house, run in place. I didn't know what to do. But I do want to take this moment while I still have some words left. The shock is kind of coming down a little bit. I do want to thank each and every single one of you. Before I get into this training, every single one of you, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you clicked the video and you watched it, thank you. If you liked the video, thank you. If you shared the video, thank you. If you was at the breakfast table and y'all start talking about what was said in any of my videos, I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart because last year I made an executive decision and I privatized over 200 and something videos, almost 300 videos on this channel. Channel has a lot of videos. Because I kind of put myself on a mission. And when I do that, I take away everything that I think that's either outdated or fluff or just kind of out there. And I did that to this channel. I took down all those old videos, all my old radio shows, all my old interviews, all my old live streams, all my old just regular videos. I took down all of those videos. And a lot of people were upset with me last year when I did it. But I had a plan in place, and I made a vow to myself. If I'm not able to rebuild this channel where it needs to be this year, like this was the year. If this channel didn't do what it was supposed to do this year, it was a wrap. Like, no kidding. So I pulled down everything that didn't match up with the trajectory I wanted this channel to go into. Once I did that, I was scared, and I made a video about it to let you guys know, hey, everything is changing over here. A lot of you voiced your opinions, but I had to do what I had to do because the analytics, which everybody knows is a major part of YouTube, the analytics were telling me some, disheartening information that I did not want to see. And the only way to fix it was to make an executive decision on this channel and make changes. We talked about pivoting. This was one of the things that I had to pivot last year on this channel. And look at what happened. Now, I'm not saying this may happen for everybody, but this is what obviously happened for the Educated Natural channel. Once I got rid of the stuff that didn't really measure up to where we were going, I went all the way down. And I started from the bottom of this channel. And I rebuilt it all the way up. You guys love what you saw. You started subscribing. You started liking. You started sharing. And I said, okay, I see the turn in the tide. And so here we are today. So when I say I thank each and every one of you, I thank you because you have proven to me that sometimes as a CEO, as a content creator, as a custom designer, as a creative mind, Sometimes you have to take those huge steps to do what's necessary to get you to your goal. My goal is still remains. I got one more part to do, and that's to get monetized, get this channel monetized. So we've got the subscribers coming in. Thank you. Now we have to work on those hard 4,000 watch hours. My Lord, my Lord. So please, I still solicit your support. If you could watch a playlist, if you could share it out, I greatly appreciate it, because like I gave myself to the end of this year to get this channel up and running correctly, which brings us here. Now, for years, I have been going back and forth with different business professionals, people that's making way more money than I do, way more money. They have larger channels. My former coach, she's probably got like 2 or 3 channels that they all got over 20-something, 30-something thousand subscribers on her channels. Like, she drop a YouTube channel and boom, that mug is monetized before I can even blink. Like, she knows the secret sauce. But her and I have been talking previously, and she was telling me, you are like born and bred, okay, to teach. You comprehend things on a different level, Kim. You have to continue to teach. Like, I tried to get away from teaching. I was like, no, I'm going to be a crafter. I'm going to do crafting. But that teaching thing in me is so strong, just like the anointing I have that God has given me. It's so strong. I had to go back to the roots. And with so many people doing this change in the world, let's just call it that, the big old P word and the C word. We want to say it on here, you know. But when those things happened, a lot of people started launching into entrepreneurship. But what was happening was people were launching into entrepreneurship blindly. For instance, let me give you some examples. Let's take the custom apparel industry. I've heard it 1,000 times, even before I got into it. People was like, oh, that's low-hanging fruit. Won't you aim higher? Everybody's doing it. You probably heard that in your industry. Oh, what's so special about what you can do compared to what's already out there? And I kept hearing all these different things. But like I said, I'm one to always make an executive decision, and I decided to enter in anyway. Well, once I got into this thing, I realized not only was there a lot of people doing it, there was a lot of people doing it right, but there was also a growing number of people doing it incorrectly. And I said I would be wrong if I did not come forth, open up my mouth, and help educate people how to do things the right way. Because you're going to get a lot of information out there from a lot of these gurus who are just talking heads. And if you're not careful, you're going to fall into the same trap that they're going to find themselves into. And I don't want to see that happen to you. Because let me tell you, if you do these things incorrectly, it could cost you financially. I'm not kidding. I have seen stories, you've probably seen some yourself, where entrepreneurs have found themselves on the wrong side of litigation. You think you being clever, you think you being smart, you think because, oh, you're so small that someone won't, I hate to say it this way, check you. Well, I'm here to tell you, with the increased number of people entering into custom apparel industry, we're going to start crossing each other the wrong way. So today I wanted to come on and talk to you about launching a clothing brand. I know a lot of people love to put things on t-shirts, love to put things on hoodies, hats, socks, etc. But if you do it incorrectly, you could find yourself in a terrible situation. So let's go on and get into this thing. Now, for one of my clients, she was going to launch her own brand. I'm not going to say what it is, but it was basically a t-shirt brand. I'm not going to say the name. And she had contacted me because she had seen, some of my videos from last year, and she had heard me talk about my trademark, and she just kind of wanted some information. And once we start looking at her brand, and these comments are still not popping up, which is really irritating. So I'm going to put my phone up here so I can see. Oops. So what ended up happening is, and I take everybody through this. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. It's like the first step that I take. And I would tell you to take, whether you work with me or not. If you go to a lawyer, great. But before you even go to that lawyer, you better do yourself a favor, because you could save yourself some time and money. The very first thing that you should do, once that thought comes into your head that you are going to launch a clothing brand, it would behoove you to pull up Google or any other search engine. I don't care if it's Firefox, I don't care if it's Yahoo, MSN, I don't care if it's Bing, I don't care which. Matter of fact, if you want to go real deep, pull all of them up. Every search engine there is. And type in the name that you're thinking about naming your clothing brand. If you skip this step, I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to find yourself on the wrong side of litigation, because somebody could possibly already be using that name. And if you don't make Google your friend, or Bing, or any other search engine out there your friend, you are going to end up having to reach real deep in your pockets to pay lawyer fees, to pay whatever reimbursement they're asking for if you're using someone else's intellectual property without their permission. Now let's go and get into this thing. Many of us are clever. I see a lot of your names out there now. You put a little cute little spin on the spelling of that name. But I'm here to tell you, based on my research, and I've been studying trademarks now for almost 2 years, just studying it. You can be as cute as you want to be. You can be as clever as you want to be when it comes to the unique way you spell your name. But when you go and try to file that at the USPTO, they are going to spell it how it's spelt in the dictionary. And you can sit there and say, oh, no, mine doesn't have an E. Mine doesn't have an and. Mine doesn't have a the. So on and so forth. And that attorney is going to hit you with what's called an office action. And they're pretty much telling you, that does not pass go over here. So my very first thing I do or tell my clients is let's start with research. Or if I could put it like Mike Tees likes to say, do your due diligence. If you fail to research, you have just set yourself, your business, and your brand up for failure. There's been a lot of people that have received or are on their way to receive, from what I'm hearing, cease and desist letters telling them, shut it down. Now here you are, you done put this name all on Instagram, you've put this name all on YouTube, you've put this name down the sleeve of your shirts, you've put it down the leg of your pants, you done put it across your chest, you done went and put it in a magazine, you ran articles, you did all this advertising and marketing with this name that you did not research. And the next thing you know, a lawyer or that person's lawyer or they themselves send you a cease and desist. Let me tell you something. A lot of people you'll hear on social media, they will tell you, oh, I'll just ignore a cease and desist. Okay. All right. But you need to be aware that it's like common courtesy for that trademark owner to even send you one. They don't have to do that. They can hit you with straight litigation paperwork where that somebody just shows up and gives you the paper and you grab it and say, you've been served. And next thing you know, you end up in court and that person is suing you for thousands, if not millions of dollars. Let me tell you something about social media. It's a great thing. But if you're doing something and it's in violation or infringement of someone else's intellectual property, it will cost you. Some of you are being monitored and don't even know it. Your name is too close to a known brand name and they are watching you. You don't have to believe me, but you better heed this warning. Social media has allowed you to open up the door to all of these brands that's out there. People are watching you. I'm not kidding you. I'm watching people that's too close to my brand. And now I'm telling you from my mouth to your ear, I'm not playing from this moment forward. I'm not sending out cease and desist. I'm sending out litigation. We're going to court. Because if I've already reached out and I've already warned and I've been nice and cordial with you and you still keep pushing me to the side, I'm like, okay, so you want to play big girl and big boy games, let's play. When a person that truly owns the land and you come along and put your house on that land, not only are they going to snatch the land, they're going to snatch the house too. And you will be there without anything to fall back on. So all that marketing you did for that brand that you did not own, it's not going to fly. You just lost. All that advertising you did, it's not going to help you. Because that person, if they own that trademark for that name, they will sue you for every single dime that you made under that name. They will pull you into court, and they will have their lawyers, and they will pull up every Instagram post, every Facebook post, every YouTube video, every Pinterest post, every TikTok. I'm not kidding you. This is how deep these things go. And they will do everything by any means necessary to claim every single penny that you earned using their intellectual property. So don't be cute. Don't think you're getting over because nobody has said nothing to you yet. People will come after your coins, or your coins, as Dimps likes to say. So I want you to kind of absorb that for a minute. And I'm going to say hello to some of y'all in the comments here. All right, let's see what we got. What's up, Late Night Crafting with Stacy? How you doing, sis? What's going on, East Dad? Nice to see you in here. What's going on, Unbiased LLC? African Dreaming, hello. Thank you for visiting us all the way from Tanzania. I'm so glad to have you here. Give your beautiful wife a big old hug for me and tell her I said, hey. Miss Deborah Garrett, thank you for stopping by. Patrice Williams, thank you for being in the house today, darling. Keep scrolling up here. Miss Mary Brown, thank you for being here. Dimps Designs, what's up, sis? Ruji Crafting's in the house. Thank you, Ruji. Precious Pieces, what's going on? Stay Unique Printwear too. We're so glad to have you in the house with us today. Let's see, still scrolling up here. Fabulous is 32. What's going on, sis? I was thinking about you after I saw your comment. Oh, there's my brother from another mother. What's going on, Big Rooster? Big Rooster Show in the house. Casper's Creations, we thank God that you are here. Crafty Leo, what's going on, sis? I'm trying to be like you when I grew up. I tell you, girl, that live was all that. Just left me hungry and everything. But I'm glad to see you're here with us today. One Virtuous Woman, thank you for being here. Did everybody? Let's see. All right, going. Oh, I'm so mad these are not up on the screen. All right, if I missed you, just say hey and I'll catch you back up. All right, let's keep this thing rolling because like I said, it's a lot of people that's going to be going live. It's a lot of things, but I don't want to leave you uneducated, so let's keep moving. So like I've already said, when that thought comes into your mind about that clothing brand, research, and when you think you have researched it fully, research some more. If you can't find anything on Google, now hold on, let me stop right there. When you're researching, do not just do the first 2 pages of Google. Do every page of the Google page. You got to go through every single page. So if it's 20 pages under this name, you go page by page by page, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me go back. There are some entrepreneurs, when they launch a name, they don't know how to get on the first page of Google. Maybe I'll do a video on that later. Y'all let me know. They don't know how to get themselves on the first page of Google. They think, okay, I make YouTube videos, or I may have an Instagram page, or they may just have a Facebook. But sometimes, and you'll find this out when you Google yourself, you may not be on that front page. You could be on page 3, you could be on page 4, and everything that you post on social media does not always show up on the Google page. I know that from personal experience. So you have to search every single page on every single search engine. And I'm telling you this because if you're using a name that's just like or the same or similar to someone else's name, that person's information may be on page 4. But if you stop doing your research on page 2, you miss that person. So you're thinking you're in the clear when actuality you're not. There is someone already using that name or something similar. And I, for one, and anybody that's around me will tell you, I believe in originality. As original as you can be, the better. If you're too similar or too close to someone else's already established brand, it may be a big challenge for you to kind of get your brand out there. Not saying you can't do it. Anything's possible. With God, everything's possible. But I'm saying, if you want to save yourself some time and possibly a fight, because there is some people that don't even want you close to their name, okay? So be mindful of that. The further you get away from people, the better. Okay? Some of you have great names, but it will behoove you, especially if you're growing on social media, it would behoove you to check and see and make sure you're not too close for someone's comfort. Okay? All right, Patrice Williams says, this is so true. I know someone who is going through this right now, and it is, wow, it is. Because people will take any opportunity to sue you. Some people don't have a dog in the fight, and they still will sue you because you've become a little too popular for their comfort zone. So they're thinking, well, if my company is called Teacup, and you're called Teacup, it may be a problem. Okay? And you're thinking, no, I'm Teacup. And they're like, well, I'm Teacup, and I was here first, and then you got this whole thing going on, and it's just ridiculous. So trust me, try to be as original as you can. That leads me to what I said earlier. Watch your spelling. I know, and she's not in here, I don't think. Nope, I didn't see her. But we all know and love Unique Speaks. She's of Unique Coaching LLC. I think she's Unique Speaks here on YouTube. And she spells unique, U-N-I-Q. Now, for us that see it and say, oh, that's cute. But if she would go to file her trademark, and if there is someone there with U-N-I-Q-U-E or U-N-I-Q-E, or however they want to put a spin on it, it could cause a conflict. Okay? So my advice is always research. Even when you finish with Google, let's say you're a lucky person and you go through Google, there is absolutely no one with your name. Like you are like in the clear. Go to the next step, which we're going to do in a few minutes. We're going to head over to the USPTO.gov. That's the website for where you file your trademarks at, right? That's where you're going to do a more in-depth search for the actual trademarks. Because like I told you in the previous video, it's the first to file. It's that filing date, the first person to file it has the most power. Okay. So if you notice on Google, your name is in the clear and you're thinking about launching a clothing brand, you're thinking about just trademarking your name, your business name, you think about trademarking your slogan, your tagline, anything like that, start doing your search now if you're serious about it. If you're just playing around, not serious, don't worry about it. But if you are serious, you need to start doing your research now. I don't know if you've heard, but the USPTO in the United States is backlogged badly. And it's taking them now about a year to about 18 months, a lot of people are saying. It took a year I filed mine last year. It took them a year for me to get mine. So it's even more people now. So you're looking at about a year till about 14 to 18 months, before they will get to your case if you file it now. So it's not getting shorter right now. The window seems to be getting longer. We're hoping it would get shorter, but it seems to be getting longer. So if this is something you are serious about, your clothing brand, since we're talking about clothing brands, we're going to keep it right here. You need to do your research now. Because you could have a clever name. Somebody else could like that name. They can launch too and snatch it from right from under you. And now you're in there ready to fight somebody when you shouldn't have dragged your feet. I'm telling you, it's going to take them about 18 months to get your stuff. So file it now, girl, guy. Let's go. What y'all waiting on? All right. So, okay, I did that. I got my notes right here, guys. You see me looking down? I got some notes here. Now, when you're over on the USPTO website, you're going to see their fees because, you want to know how much you have to pay to get this stuff done, right? Right now, the filing fee for TEAS Plus, we call it TEAS Plus, is $250. If you do TEAS Standard, I believe that's $300 or $350. Hold on, let me check really quickly just to make sure I get the amounts right, because they did have a fee increase this year. Come on, thing, come up. But if you go on their website, it'll tell you. Let me see. Give me a minute. I want to make sure I give you all the right amounts. This thing is so loud. Okay. $250 and $350. All right? Now you're probably wondering what's the difference in the two forms. All right, let me get back over here so I can see my camera. Now, the TEAS Plus is what a lot of people like to use, especially those who are filing the trademarks themselves without an attorney. It allows you to go to the USPTO's manual, and you could just pretty much, cut and paste pretty much. You don't really have to think about it. You just got to know what your product is. Boom, 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 boom. The 350 application, which is the standard application, is where you get to write it in. You get to be creative with your writing. All right? This is typically the form that a lot of lawyers like to use because it gives them the freedom to kind of get in there and write things out a certain way. They can add to it. The issue is if you don't write it up the right way, it increases your risk of getting it kicked back. So that's why a lot of people like to try to use the 250 form, which is the TEAS Plus form. It's just easier for a lot of people. But, of course, when you work with attorneys, they're going to go for the most expensive form. I mean, they are going to be charging you an arm and a leg for working with them anyway. So, of course, they're going to use the more expensive form. Also, for those of you that are filing trademarks from this year forward, the USPTO has decided they're no longer going to be issuing the actual certificates, the registration certificates for your trademark, without you paying an additional $25. It used to be free. Mine is actually still up here. This manila folder right, this is actually my trademark. I haven't unboxed it yet or opened it yet because I have something else coming up. I'm kind of keeping it sealed until we do this whole thing. Don't ask. It's the whole thing. But that's mine. And it was free. It came when I filed the application. Now they decided, yeah, we're not printing off all these papers. Y'all are making trademarks this long, and we're not going to be running all these papers. We're going to save some trees, and if you want it printed off, you're going to have to pay us to print it. So they're charging an additional $25 to the $250 or the $350 form that you filed. Just want to let you know that. So if you want an actual certificate directly from the USPTO with the seal on and all that fancy stuff, you got to pay for that now. So a lot of attorneys are upset with that. They're either, they either come out of pocket to pay for that for their clients, or they're adding that fee into their prices. So that means sometimes lawyer fees go up. All right, so I want to let you guys know that if you're trying to do it yourself, you're going to have to pay now for that certificate. All right? All right. Girl, yes, I am about to reapply. I'm doing all this talking. Oh, y'all don't know what this is? In case somebody's new. This is accessory. See if I can get it on the camera. There you go. That's accessory. This is owned and operated by, and I'm almost out as you can see, by Accessory, who is the sister of our very own 755 Media here on YouTube. And Accessory, as you saw the spelling, is the creative mind behind her own lip gloss brand. But baby, let me tell you something. This ain't no ordinary lip gloss. This right here is the creme de la creme. You hear me? It is smooth. You don't need a lot. I don't even have to put it on my top lip. It took care of that. Just one swoop. You see that? So, fellas, you want your girl, your wife to have some kissable lips? Get her some Accessory. If you want to know more about Accessory, you can head over to her YouTube channel, or you can head over to my Artisan of the Day video where I did a review of Accessory. You can always reach out to her on her IG. You know what? I'm going to do her one better. I have her card. I just saw it. Boom. Look at that, girl. I love you. Look at that. Keep you close. Right there. Let's see, my light is probably going to just take this out, huh? See if I can cover up my light. You might be able to see it. Boom. Right there. Go on and get you that screenshot. Accessory. Right there. You wondering what's in it? Come on, camera. There you go. I'm learning. Boom. Accessory. You wondering what I'm using? You wondering what a whole lot of us on here using? None other than an Accessory. You better reapply. Not because you want to. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Okay, hello. I want to jack that all the way up. But I'm telling you, it is good. If it was not good, I would tell you. I don't have no favorites around here. I'm just going to tell the truth. All right, so let's get back into this thing. You welcome, Accessory girl. You know I love me some you. You know I do. You can, if my mods are in here, I'm going to tell y'all, drop the links. You could drop everybody in here's link. We're trying to grow together. We want a big old happy family, and we want everyone to reach their goals this year. So my mods, drop their links. Somebody want their link dropped, put your hand up, say me, drop my link, and my mods that are there will take care of it. Thank you, Stacy, in advance. All right, let's get on down to this thing we call these clothing brand trademarks, all right? After you've done your research on all the search engines, including the USPTO website, let's say everything is good. Next step is to decide which application you're going to fill out. T's Plus or T's Standard. You got the 250 or the 350. Or you're going to just say, I'm not going to figure out any of this stuff. I'm going to go contact my trademark attorney, and I'm going to let them take care of it. But even they are going to do an interview with you, and they're going to be asking you these same questions because they don't know about your brand. They don't know about your name until they do the research. So don't waste that lawyer's time because you're probably paying for it anyway, so don't waste it. Go in there with some sort of knowledge, and it'll make your journey with them shorter and quicker and more effective. All right? So I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. What stuff I'm about to tell y'all to do is not legal advice. I have an MBA, a Master's of Business Administration degree. I am not an attorney, but I am a researcher. And as a researcher here on this channel, I am here to educate you. So everything I'm telling you is for educational purposes only. All right? So don't be trying to say, Kim said, no, I don't try. I'm just giving you advice. And the first thing I'm telling you to do is research it for yourself. Even the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Okay? Study. All right? Don't be trying to come for me. I'm covering my behind over here. Okay? Okay. You're at the USPTO website. Everything is looking good. You probably did a consultation with an attorney, and they're saying, okay, here's our report, because a real good attorney will run a report for you, and they will tell you whether or not your name is suitable to go forth. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. I've researched a lot of people's trademarks on the USPTO. Some use lawyers, some didn't. It's always shocking to me when I see people who've used lawyers and they still get stopped by the IP attorneys at the USPTO for the simplest things. I'm like, wait, they didn't see that before they submitted that application? Because like I told you before, you don't get that money back. You don't get that $250. You don't get that $350. You don't get those lawyer fees back. You don't get it back. You forget it, okay? While I'm here, let me tell you something very important. Many of us are multi-faceted, meaning we do multiple things in our businesses, right? When it comes to trademarks, I would tell you, and I tell my clients, be prepared to file more than one trademark in more than one class. If you're only staying in one lane, you are only doing apparel, then you're only doing that one trademark for class 25. That covers t-shirts, hats, socks, blah, 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 right? That's your apparel. That's clothing, all right? You're only doing clothing. That's it. You're nothing else. Then you stay right there in your lane. But multiple people in here, from Stacy to Unbiased to Dimps, a lot of you all in here do multiple things. You doing t-shirts. You're doing houseware. You're doing jewelry, handbags. You're doing all these different things. Believe it or not, all of those different things fall into different classes. So I always tell my clients, be prepared to file more than one trademark. Because some people think, oh, well, I'm only going to file one and I should be good. But let's say you do t-shirts today. And let's say your jewelry, like you make jewelry too. You make custom jewelry, custom earrings, right? And it starts to pick up. And you say, you know what? I'm going to slap my name on the back of this jewelry. Well, that jewelry isn't protected. Your t-shirts are, because, you have your trademark. But that jewelry is out there just kind of dangling because you had never filed a trademark on it. It's a different class. I mean, it's an additional $250 or $350 or whatever your lawyer is going to charge you for every additional class. So I always tell people that if you know you're operating in multiple areas, you have to file in multiple areas. Now it's up to you, CEO, boss chick, boss babe, El Presidente. It's up to you how far your business is going to expand and what you're going to protect and what you are not. That's why I always tell my clients, research, research, research. And I always ask them, what's the most important thing you need to protect right now? What area? What's your number one seller that you want to protect? And that's where you start. If it's t-shirts, file it in the t-shirts first. But have a mental note and know you may have to file in other classes as well to cover all of your bases. I know people right now, they filed trademarks, they're podcasters. They filed it for their podcast. The podcast has grown, and now they're saying, well, I want t-shirts to exhibit my podcast. So they had to go back, and they had to file for a t-shirt, a clothing line to cover that t-shirt. Time passed on, and they said, you know what? I want my stuff on mugs. And so they had to go file another trademark for houseware, for mugs and things like that. Then they kept growing. And now they decided, you know what? I want to file in education. So they had to go and file another trademark because they're teaching now people how to start t-shirt businesses. That's another class. So you have to understand every step you make in your business as you are growing requires a level of protection. So don't think you're going to file one and be done. That may not be your case. I've had to learn that. I've got to file some more, and I am. So it is what it is. All right. But I like to keep you informed. Like I said, I don't want to leave you uneducated. So I just want to tell you, if you're doing multiple things in your business, you're going to have to file that trademark in those different areas. All right. You're good? All right. Let's move on. Have you all heard cases where people are stealing, literally, big companies too, stealing trademarked information, or maybe it's not trademarked, just stealing creative designs from small Instagram or YouTubers? I'm going to see if I can show y'all this story. This story just had me like, what? Like, this company was so big, like, I couldn't believe that they even did this. So let me see if I can pull this up. You guys have to see this. Let's see. Let's make this big. All right, I see it. All right, let's see. Let's move. Let me slide this over so I can see. All right. All right. Okay. All righty. Let's see here. You guys got to see this, because when I heard about this story, I was like, wait, this company is too big to be doing this. I hope you guys can hear me when I do this. Okay, you guys couldn't hear that. Let me get the sound on this. You have to hear this. You have to hear this, because, okay, hold on. We're going to do this. We are going to do this. Ugh, my bad. All right, let's see. This has to come out of, y'all got to see this. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, this is how big this story is. Like, I'm working really hard. Started 2019. Okay, I think I got it. All right, I think I got it. Let's head back over. Okay, this is bugging me. I don't know why you can't hear it. Hold on. Oh, man. Come on. You got to be able to hear this. This program is tripping today. You are messing up my video. Oh my goodness, it's really not playing. It will not allow me to add another source. All right, you know what? I wonder if you can hear me through my mic, you should be able to hear. You know what? All right, I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna go old school. Let's see if this works. All right, I'm gonna add it on my screen. Okay. All right. I'm gonna add it over me. I want y'all to see this. I'm gonna add it over me. Please don't let me check this out. Please, God, don't let me check this out. Okay. All right. I'm gonna add it on top of my screen and see if that'll work. Okay. Okay. Let me.
At the start of.
All right. Let me do a test to see if this gonna work. Okay. Let's try this again.
2019, I released this black crew neck as a part of my line, Struggle is Common. Days later, I wore it to a private party in LA with some of the biggest names in fashion and some of the most influential people in the world. I got several compliments on my sweater and spoke in depth about the meaning behind it. Long story short, I had a blast. Fast forward to 2021, a bunch of people start tagging me in a Vanity Fair video featuring Diddy wearing what they knew to be my design. Free as a mother. Then the baby and many others. It became apparent that somebody had borrowed my work, but I had no idea who. That is until I was sent a link to Balenciaga's website where they're clearly selling my design for up to 25 times the price. I say that to say this, if anyone knows anybody at Balenciaga, can you please have them reach out to me? We just need to have a conversation. At the start of 2019, I released this.
Okay. So I hope y'all heard that. All right, let me get me back on camera. Yes, I did it. There's always more than one way to do something. All right, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that man's story? He is a creator just like all of us. He did his own t-shirt line. And a big company such as Balenciaga that all these artists be singing about in their song stole this man's design. And all these celebrities are rocking it, and this poor man is getting no notoriety. Do y'all see how, like, I'm serious. Protect your stuff. Now, this young man has all sorts of lawyers reaching out to him trying to help him. And I really hope, and I want y'all to go to his Instagram page. I really hope that this young man trademarked, his name, his brand, or something. Because if he has no trademark, do you know how much of an uphill battle he is in for against a deep pocket company such as Balenciaga? But he is not the only story, or should I say person, that Balenciaga has stolen from over the years. When I was looking at his story, some other stories popped up from other artists and creative geniuses out there that they have stolen ideas from as well. So I'm trying to tell y'all, thievery, yes ma'am, Crafty Leo, is serious in these streets. People are watching us, and they are doing everything they can not to give credit where credit is due. So if you love it, if you created it, you better protect it. Because I'm telling you, if you, like the quote goes, it goes something like, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Okay? So when it comes to the law, ignorance is not a defense. So if you sit up there and do not protect your stuff, somebody has a higher chance of taking it. And if you're a small creator, and like he is, you know, he's doing great things, you know, in the community, in his community with his followers, from what I can see. Y'all, if we're not protecting our stuff, these big companies are watching us and they're going snatch, 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 because they're thinking, you're too small to fight me. What are you going to do? So this young man is reaching out to social media saying, y'all help me. Like, what do I do from here? So I'm telling y'all, you don't want to be in his shoes. You know, you want to be in his shoes if the company has paid you and you have your stuff trademarked and you getting paid like you should be for those designs. But you don't want to be like he is now, and somebody has your stuff and claiming it as theirs and ignoring you when you're inboxing and calling them and making these videos on social media. They're just like, can't hear you, can't hear you. And now they're making money off of something you created. It's not right. So that's why I'm here today. There are many of you making great designs. You're coming up with great, clever names for your clothing brand and your clothing lines. I'm here to tell you, people are watching you and they are stealing. And these ain't just like regular people that's here on Instagram. These are big companies, as I just showed you. All right? So I want to make sure I leave you guys educated on that. Exactly. Look at exactly, Crafty Leo. Look at how much they selling that stuff for. Look how much that t-shirt costs. And this poor man is out here like, hey, that's mine. So I'm telling y'all, if you love it, you better protect it. Or somebody else gonna make some pretty decent money off of it, like they did with this young man, Lamont Torrey. It's sad, but it's happening. He's one, I hate to say it, he's one of many. He's one of many. That's why God has allowed me to come back and start teaching these major business foundational principles. Because a lot of people aren't teaching this. You see a lot of people on Instagram and social media. A lot of them are selling shirts. You know, they're pushing their apparel everywhere. Everybody's buying it. Everybody's supporting it. And just like we see it, they see it too. And they're looking for any and every opportunity to go and steal it and then turn around to that original creator and say, no, you paid me. I own the trademark. Please don't be the next victim like this young man. Please don't do it. Also, for those of you we're going to keep moving this thing along because some people are coming up after me. Let's see what to say. Crafty Leo says, too expensive and the little people can't get $30 for it. Girl. Hello. You know how hard it is for us to try to sell a $30 t-shirt that we done put our blood, sweat, and tears into? But they'll go to these big name brand companies and go spend double, if not triple the price for the same thing. Knowing in certain cases, the person that's pressed that shirt, or the company that's pressed that shirt, or the person that's took the design over to the presser, they done got that creative idea from one of us. So I'm telling y'all, Watch each other's backs in these YouTube, Instagram, social media streets. If you see someone that's rocking something really close to what someone else is or has done, and you see the similarity, pull that brother or sister to the side and say, hey, I saw this. Do you think this is close to you? It's not snitching. You're just trying to cover the back of the next small creator. Because that person don't care. Don't care not one bit. They know exactly what they are doing. They're trying to get some coins on someone else's back. And I'm sick of it. I am so over it. So that's why I'm coming today to tell y'all the importance. If you're launching a brand, now if you're just throwing t-shirts out there and seeing what stick, hey, this probably don't even apply to you until later when you're serious. But if you're serious, if you want to protect your creativity, I don't care if it's an earring, design, whatever you're putting your name on, you want to protect it. If you know t-shirts are your, cream of the crop, and you're going to be putting your name on that shirt saying, hey, this was created by me, protect it. That brings me to my next point. Unbiased LLC yesterday did the most coolest looking shirt tag. She embroidered her shirt tag. If you missed her live yesterday, head over, Stacy dropped Unbiased's link. Head over to Unbiased LLC. She did a live yesterday where she showed you how she does her shirt or apparel labels. However, my sister and everybody else in here, pay close attention to what I'm about to say. There are certain things besides your name that has to be on those labels. Pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because I'm going to be doing a premiere on Friday where I show you, if I was going to do a clothing brand, how my labels would look. Okay? How I design it, what's on it. You're going to see all of that in the video premiering on Friday. But I'm here to tell you, when you're creating your labels, for those of you that's going to be trademarking your clothing brand, that label is a major part and a determinant if whether or not you get approved by the USPTO. A lot of us think if I slap a design on the front of my shirt, that's my trademark name, I'm good. No. It's decorative. Now I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. There are a couple of, yes, there's more than a couple, but I'm not sure if I'm going to show you both of them. I'm going to show you one of them because only one of them filed in the t-shirt, since we're talking about clothing brand. I'm trying to stay on topic. There's one in particular that I can think of right now at the top of my head that we all know that filed a trademark for apparel, for clothing. And believe it or not, they used a well-known attorney. But when that application arrived at the USPTO attorney's desk, that attorney said, no. They issued them an office action, which is basically that attorney telling you, here is why we cannot approve your application, and here is what you can do to fix the issues. Would you all like to see who I'm talking about and see what I'm referring to? If you don't want to see it, I won't waste your time. I'm not going to tell you who it was. But they made the most common mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to trademarking their clothing brand. So y'all let me know in the comments if you want to see who I'm talking about and see an actual demonstration of what I'm talking about. If you don't want to see it, I'll just talk to you about it, all right? Somebody says, I do, let's go. All right. So give me a minute. Let me pull it up so you guys can see it. Oh, I already got it up there. Well, now I got to, you're not going to be able to hear me if I do it. I got to figure out this mic thing because now I got to move stuff back on top of me. So hold on. Let me add this. Okay. All righty. It's more work, but I can do it. All right. So I may be going back and forth because I don't want to, even though this is public information, anything you put on the USPTO website, names, phone numbers, addresses, emails, that's all public information once you put it out there. But it's not, I'm not trying to put nobody's information out there, but it is public information. So I may have to keep going back and forth because I don't want this person to say anything. Oh, you showed my address or you showed this, even though it's already out there. But I don't need that in my life, so I may have to keep going back and forth between screens. So just bear with me when I'm doing this flicking around, okay? All right, so let me pull this over. Okay. Can you all see this? Can you hear me? Let me know before I go any further. Can you see and can you hear? You should be able to hear me. You should be able to see what I'm doing. Just let me know because I don't want to be talking if you can't hear me. Okay, I can hear myself, so I think I'm good. All right. This is the brand by our very own t-shirt millionaires. This, as you can see right there, he filed his application for this t-shirt brand August the 17th, 2021. I don't know if you all know Charles over there at T-Shirt Millionaires, but he has a YouTube channel, Instagram, all under T-Shirt Millionaires. And I remember him doing this big announcement about this new brand that he was launching. And because I'm a researcher, I wanted to see how everything was going with Charles. So I went, like I always do, when I hear people that's growing and I want to make sure that my brothers and sisters are protecting themselves, I go to the USPTO website to see if they filed their trademarks. All right, so when you go up and you look up Charles's trademark, this is what you see. If you look down here, you will see a status, and it tells you a non-final office action has been sent to him. And you're probably wondering, okay, what did he file for? His goods and services, like I told you, are for apparel, or clothing, which is in class 025. This is all the stuff that he wants trademark with that name on it. Thoughts of a Dreamer, right? Okay. So, all right, that just tells you the element of it. This is what he wants it to say and look like. Now, if you're like me, you say, Charles seems pretty cool. Let me see what happened. So now I'm going to switch back to me because I need to pull up the reasons behind why this happened to Charles, because like I said, I don't want y'all to be stealing his information. I want him coming from me. All right, so let me go back. Let me pull it up. I'm going to pull up his office action, and we're going to look at it real briefly. Okay, let me get past all his address information, all of his lawyer's information, blah, blah, blah. All right, so now let me add this back on top so you guys can see this and make it bigger because I can't even see that myself. All right, so now I'm gonna fade this back over to you guys so you can see. All right, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying not to show his information. All right, so this was his office action issued by the USPTO. Now, the unique thing about an office action is it tells you the time frame you have to respond to their issue with your application. Now, I think it's pretty cool that they give everybody that files an application with the USPTO, if there's an issue, 6 months. You can see it right there. 6 months to fix the issues. This is the date that they issued him, and he has 6 months to fix the issue from this date. Tells you right there. It's very plain. So I'm going to scroll down. Now we get into find out what the issues are. I'm going to give you guys a look at that. It tells him that his specimen, which is your example of usage in commerce of the mark you're trying to trademark. Okay? They called it merely ornamental. You scroll down a little bit, it breaks it down for you what they're referring to. It tells you registration is refused because the applied for mark as used on the specimen of record is merely a decorative or ornamental feature of the applicant's clothing and thus does not function as a trademark to indicate the source of applicant's clothing and to identify and distinguish applicant's clothing from others. Now, you probably heard that and like, huh? What? Okay. I'm not going to read all this. I'm going to go slow so you guys can read it yourself. All right? I'm going to go down a little bit more. All right? In this case, the submitted specimen, which is his example, and I'll show you that, shows the applied for mark, thoughts of a dreamer, all of this is his applied for mark, located directly on the upper center part of the shirt, the chest print, all right, like it's right in the middle of your chest, where ornamental elements often appear. I'm going to break all this down. I want you to see it in writing first before I explain it, okay? Furthermore, the mark is displayed in a relatively large size on the clothing such that it dominates the overall appearance of the goods. Lastly, the applied for mark appears to be a design element that is used in a merely decorative manner that would be perceived by customers as having little or no particular source identifying significance. All right? Now I'm going to stop reading there. I'm going to kind of scroll down. You guys can see. I'm going to go slow. All right? They even go and break down what he needs to do. All right? Where he can submit it to, how he can amend it, blah, blah, blah. It breaks all this stuff down. All right? Boom. Right? All right. That's that. All right. So let me get this off, and I'm going to explain to you. Uh-oh. That's not what I want to do. He put me back on camera. Uh-oh.
Lottie, why you ain't subbing on me? Why you ain't subbing on me? Why you ain't subbing on me?
I need to know. Facebook, YouTube,
Metaverse.
I make content, I surely do. DJ, rap, music I sing, cook clean, pray with the saints.
Amen.
Show you halls to the art I paint. I say things that make you think. I sell the printers, I sell the ink.
Bussin'.
I sell the paper, I sell the plates. Press mugs,
Tumblers.
t-shirts,
I press 'em.
bring them out. Watch me twerk,
Hey.
throw plaques right out the dirt. You don't sub, you think it hurts? Hell no!
The sauce.
Drip, I'm a ball. Drip,
I got that sauce.
drip, I'm a ball.
I just wanna know.
I'm a ball.
Wanna know. Let's go.
Hey,
Jury. Banging brother.
Here you go.
I send out freebies in every order.
Reapply.
My lip gloss shine, I make designs. And all I ask that you sub one time, but you don't. What the F is wrong with you? You won't. What the F I'm supposed to do? Nah, boo. I ain't got an attitude. This content creator refused to lose. You ain't have a clue.
Lurking.
Till I was showing you so rough.
Watch it.
Show a little gratitude. I might shout you out on a review
Cut us
or
straight to
two.
bushes.
While I'm on my daily grind making sales of views. I'm not salty, cause you're faulty. No, I'm just confused. Why you ain't subbing me though? I put the drip drip in every flavor. Taste it, lifesaver. I'm a boss, you know it, I'm dope. You see this greatness? Who won't smoke? Now throw your thumbs in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you declare my content is, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. It's free. Why you ain't subbing on me?
Lit, fam.
Hey, why you ain't subbing on me?
I wanna know. I need to know. It's
Why
bothering
you
me.
ain't subbing on
Hey.
me?
I don't use YouTube like that.
I looked for your page, but I couldn't find it.
Girl, I didn't even know you had a channel.
I haven't been online in months.
My phone is broke.
I don't even know what that is.
It's on right now. When I get back to my computer, I'll get you. I'll hit you.
Got you.
Please like, share,